More than 1,000 participants from all over Palestine, from Jerusalem, Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and all over the world. More than 50 mentors from all over the world, and more than 100 teams could develop, could finish their ideas. All that and even more. Let's welcome you. Good evening to all for the people who are following us now and the participants for in the last day, the day of the advertisement of the results of the hack, the crisis.
We want to thank all of our mentors, all of our volunteer translators, our volunteers, and every person and everyone who had a hand in achieving this dream. We want to thank our strategic partners, UNICEF, UNFPA, the Canadian government, the Netherlands government, Crescent Enterprise, Bank of Palestine, CEDA, Intersect Hub, and every other partner that supported us in this hackathon.
4 days from the history that were spent by all the by the participants, 4 days of perseverance, hard work, and work done by more than 100 teams in this virtual hackathon, the first and the biggest in Palestine. 4 days that carried many challenges, many tens of a crisis after the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus all over the world.
Let's summarize what happened during the last 3 days. And the first day, Abdullah, we had all of our participants were required to be able to form a team that might work with them on their challenge and their problem. What did we have in the second day?
In the second day, Ghada, we had the day, one of the important days. All those days of the hackathon were important, but in the second day, the teams were concerned and busy in preparing coding for the apps and the solutions that were presented, and also prototyping for their projects, the project that they're working on. And on the third
day was the nutshell of all of these days, and the goal of this day was to submit the 3-minute video where they illustrate their problem, the solutions they created, and also things that are related to their ideas.
Severe tension accompanied all the work, associated all the work for the past 4 days. Of course, 135 teams from the morning till the evening working to achieve their projects. The 135 teams went to the different projects, went to the arbitration committee that is part of the network mentors, more than 40 mentors who were evaluating the 135 or 100 ideas that were filled, and then it made it, and we moved to the second stage of the evaluation. How many teams did we have in the second stage of the evaluation?
In the second stage of evaluation, we had 20 teams, and this time we used a very special thing that we shared the 20 teams' names on social media. So our audience can evaluate these applications and these ideas.
Absolutely, Ghada. Then after that, the arbitration committee, and that consists of 7 arbitrators and jurors that we will get to know now. That committee, that the work of that team started by 2 in this day, 2 in the afternoon and this day, and finished just a short while ago to select the top 10, but we have to modify that top 10 concept because of the strong idea suggested. We have top 11 instead of top 10, top 11 team that made it to the final competition.
That's right.
Now we should welcome the top 11 and also
That's
beside
right.
the arbitration team.
Now let's introduce you to our judges. We have 7 judges today. First of all, we have our Amrit Dahir, Director of Sidewalks Labs. We also have Angela B. Chan, CEO of Hackathons International from Australia. We also have George Khader, Managing Director and Founder at Sunbird Group from America. We also have Razan Nasser, Head of Stimulation and Exploration Department at Higher Council of Innovation and Excellence.
And yes, Ghada, and there will be, in addition to those names or the names that were mentioned by my colleague Ghada, we have Amper Emla, the co-founder and chief operating officer in Ibtikar Fund. In addition to Muhammad Abu Sulaiman, communication officer at UNICEF. In addition also to Ryan Stergel, GSG director, Gaza Sky Geeks director.
Now is the moment. We want from this very moment to show you the 11 teams of the finale. To sum it up, we have 7 minutes for every team, only 7 minutes. And during this time, their video will be displayed so everyone can see it. And they have only 4 minutes to answer the questions of the judges. So right now,
so right now, for the judges, we're going to start to work with 11 teams for their pitches. Each team will be with us for 7 minutes. 3 minutes, we're going to watch together their pitching video, and then 4 minutes where you guys can deep dive with Q&A.
Okay, Ghada, let's start with Afkar team and watch their video.
Hi, my name is Amal, designer the Hero game. The Hero game is a mobile game to provide the children safety instructions to help them feel better about staying home and entertain them. As a result of the spread of coronavirus all over the world, children face issues to deal with quarantine and follow all the safety instructions. The situation confuses the children and leaves them feel down, afraid, and helpless. So we build hero game.
Okay,
When the
Ghada.
children are staying home, there are war heroes helping to eliminate those evil viruses. In the hero game,
Okay, so this, of course, video is going to be 2 minutes. So let's watch it together.
Different type of hero and get the chance to know them. But before starting to help, he must protect himself by following the safety instructions and watching his hand in order to obtain a child of protection. Now, the child is ready to help and has fun. If the child eliminated all virus on time, he will get the hero medal and move to the next level to meet a new hero. But if he loses, he will have to go to protect himself again in order to complete the game. There are many levels and games waiting for our little hero. To acquire the customer, we focus on activity, direct communication, app store optimization, as social media, and work with kids influencers. Our team have more 15 years experience in educational game field. I spent the last 10 years building educational software for local and international organizations. We will use the prize to acquire 50,000 users and build the next 10 level and release our iOS version. This is the time to stay home and think who will be the next hero. Thank you. Hi, my name is...
So the 3 minutes for this video have finished. Now, the presenter Amal from Afkar, are you with us? Can you hear us? Now we're gonna give you 4 minutes with the judges for questions and answers, Q&A. Go ahead. we're going to give you 4 minutes with the judges for a Q for questions and answers, Q&A. Go ahead.
Judges, you can start asking questions.
Judges, you can start with the questions. Now we're going to start the timer now.
Amal, can you hear us?
Presenter Amal from Afkar, are you with us? Can you hear us? Now we're gonna give you 4 minutes with the judges for a Q for questions. Okay, go ahead. I think Amal can hear you guys.
Okay, I'll say the question, but if I need to repeat it, just let me know. But my question for Amal, first of all, I want to say that the video was very impressive, and I especially like that the team has 15 years of experience in this space. I wanted to hear more about the customer acquisition strategy. So you mentioned that you're going to use influencers and so on. Can you tell me more about how you're going to get users?
Okay. Hi. I hope you are safe and
Yeah, we need to get ready.
okay. I think we use the money strategy to acquire the customer, like communication, direct communication, like with the student and any person in education, teacher and researcher. This is direct communication in school and education center. Use App Store optimization in Google to rank the games in store and Google Play, and work with kids influencer. Kids love kids influencer and bubbles. Kids like that, and like with them person and make videos about how games work and what the value in this game, and use the social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube to use fun video.
Great. And so do you need to hire anyone else or bring anyone else on your team, or does your team also have experience with this kind of promotion and acquisition?
Yeah, we work in my teams. My teams is our teams is very experienced in this field. In developer, Dua is developer, gaming developer, and experience in gaming developer, and me experience in educational field and how design game, and Akram UX UI, but we
Only 1 minute left.
Okay, we work another person like a drawer part-time, but team is enough to full-time work in this startup. We build the Afkar startup, yeah, and this is Bartet.
Hi, Amal. How are you? In short,
Fine,
please tell
thank
me, what do you see are the principal risks to this project? Did you hear me?
Okay. With the spread of coronavirus all over the world, children started facing issue in dealing with the quarantine regarding follow all safety instruction. This situation using the children and leave them feel down, afraid, and helpless. Then UNICEF said, that. And in this game, we help these children
Thank you.
to play.
Thank you, Amal. Thank you, Amal. Time is up.
Okay.
Thank you, Amal. Time is up now.
Yeah, sorry guys, we're going to be cutting you off if you don't finish on time. Sorry, we need to be strict because we have so many teams here. So thank you, Amal, for this. Second team is Tib Fact. Are you guys there with us? Tib Fact. Okay, let's start with the video then.
In the midst of the COVID-19 crisis, our healthcare system is facing many problems. First, the crowdedness and close contact in the healthcare facilities. Second, many outpatient departments and private clinics are closed because of the COVID-19 crisis. Also, more than 60% of cases are actually simple cases. Further, many healthcare providers are willing to volunteer in this crisis by online healthcare services. Here, we're providing a solution, which is a mobile application linking volunteering healthcare providers with the needing users to have real-time consultations through texting and voice chat. The process is simple. Healthcare providers applies to volunteer and provide their available free time. Then their applications are evaluated and their qualifications are confirmed. After that, healthcare providers become integrated in the application. This video shows how our application operates. First, you enter the application. Then, you look for a doctor according to the specialty that you'd like. You pick your doctor. You book an appointment. And that's it. During this hackathon, we made a collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Syndicate of Palestinian Doctors to help evaluating and confirming the qualifications of healthcare providers and encouraging other doctors to join the application. We also made connections with 5 medical labs to send volunteering nurses to the patients' homes. Moreover, we opened the door for nurses to provide voluntary home nursing care. In this project, we have several added values. First, we provide free scheduled telehealth sessions. Second, we organize the time of volunteering healthcare providers. Third, we enable patients to attach photos and files during the consultation sessions. Fourth, we have more than 15 different specialties in our application. Fifth, we provide nursing home visits to the patients. Regarding the validation, we started our voluntary campaign with the first confirmed case of the COVID-19 in the Gaza Strip. Now we have more than 75 volunteering doctors with more than 2,000 consultations, most of them in the Gaza Strip, but also we have some of them in the West Bank. The evidence of impact is given by a feedback taken from users who consulted at least once through the application. And the result is that 80% didn't need a second session, and that surely saved them from going to a hospital. We need to ask for several elements. First, marketing. Second, app development. Third, making more connections with the Ministry of Health and NGOs. Fourth, getting more infrastructure for our application. And finally, meet our team. The fact, your doctor is one click away.
It all up. Yeah, big truck, big.
Cool. Okay, so Abdulrahman موجود معنا?
I'm Ahmed Darwish. I'm working from Abdulrahman account, but I'm Ahmed Darwish. I'll be talking, inshallah.
Okay, ممتاز. Ahmed, your time with the judges starts now.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'm unmuted. So the app looked quite impressive. Can you just expand on what additional did you do during the hackathon that's different from the app that already exists? Because I understand that there's already a base app, and that this is sort of an expansion of features taking advantage of volunteers. So yeah. Can you just expand on that? Thanks.
Okay. During these 3 days, we employed more volunteering doctors with us. About 30 doctors, 30 new doctors in these 3 days, and we made a collaboration with the syndicate of the Palestinian doctors to manage the evaluation and the confirmation process for these doctors. And we also managed to employ nurses for the home nursing care, but we are in the process of evaluation of their qualification, and we in the next period, or in the next time, we will complete this process. We also collaborated with several medical labs, maybe 5 medical labs, to send volunteering nursing or nurses to draw samples from the patients from home. So basically, we made a lot of collaboration in this period, and we managed to design a prototype for the GPS service that we actually are planning to implement with the nurses.
Okay. Tell us a bit more about the reason for the nurses. This is Amber with Aptica. So these will provide home visits.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
So is it because you saw a need given COVID, or was it a service you wanted to begin anyway? And then second to that, if I can ask a follow-up question, is why only volunteer at this point? Do you plan to start charging in the future?
Okay. The first part of the question is this planned during the COVID-19 crisis? Yes, this volunteering campaign started in the COVID-19 crisis, and the nursing home care is actually an alternative for the patient from going to the hospitals. We provide them the nurses, and we provide them the basic nursing care that they may need if they are old patients with disabilities or something like that. Okay, and we're planning to continue after the crisis of the COVID-19. We're planning to return to our basic business with making a choice for the volunteering doctors if they want to stay as volunteering as volunteering doctors in our application, or if they want to benefit financially from the application. So yes, we're gonna start our business again after this crisis, but in this crisis we are aiming for people some easy, free healthcare service.
Okay, I have a question. This is Razan from the Higher Council. What are the key differentiated features of your service from others?
The key differentiated features from of our service.
Yeah.
We provide free service, and we provide some home services beside the online consultation service. So we're like branching in the aim of keeping people home. In the aim of keeping them from going to the hospitals, and easing their home staying during the COVID-19 crisis.
Thank you so much for this.
Now Sada will be moving to the third team, صيدلي team.
Hey, this is Ahmed Barakat, and we have an online pharmacy app idea. As we currently suffering a worldwide crisis, coronavirus outbreak, the demand for pharmacy services has rapidly increased. And due to the taken measures such as social distancing, limited number of pharmacy visitors, the temporary lockdown of cities, and the utilization of pharmacists, the struggle became real. So we came up with a solution called Ya Saydali, Hey Pharmacist. It's an online pharmacy app that we will cooperate with pharmacists in Palestine in order to add a list of medicines with them. We have a public and private insurance integration. We also created e-medical prescription system for doctors so that facilitated the methods of verification. In addition, we simplified the processes of the orders. We used the AI methods to get the best route finder for the local pharmacy deliveries integrated with the open maps. The consumer will get real-time consultation with our pharmacies and real-time tracking, reminders and notifications. Finally, we will get the data and use it to know the impact of major events on consumer behavior, like the increase on buying products. For the tools, we use Node.js and Express, Mongo, DB for the API and backend. We used Ionic for the mobile app, and we use Laravel and Vo for the doctors. For the delivery services, we will do a partnership with We Deliver Delivery Services. Our plan to go to the market is to launch the app in West Bank and Gaza. Then we will cover Jerusalem and Arab community in Israel. After 1 year, we will go international and launch our app in Jordan and Gulf countries. The big chunk of the price will go to the operations, building and testing the app. We will spend another $1,000 in marketing elements and $1,000 on the free delivery campaign. Salah, please show us the app.
Thank you, Ahmed. Here you can see coronavirus steps, and you can see the products you can order. Here you can see the orders, and you can see the details of each order. Also, you can see the messages between the pharmacies, and you can see your profile, and you can add the insurance. You can see the uploaded prescriptions. Also, you can see the notifications and order the items you got from the notifications, and selecting the address, selecting the speed you want the item to get. Also, you have live tracking system. You can see the order where it is. Also, you can scan the QR code description and see the order, and you can confirm the items.
Thank you so much and have a nice day. Hey,
now it's the judge's time to ask their question to Ya Saydali team. Salah Yahya. Okay.
Yes, it's you. Hi, everyone.
Okay, Judge. Judges, can you?
Hi, this is Iftikhar. My question is, are you acting as a marketplace? So are pharmacies themselves selling, or are you creating another pharmacy and competing with existing pharmacies?
No, we are connecting with the already pharmacies. Whenever someone orders some medicines, we use his location to find the nearest pharmacy that has this medicine in the stock, and we will deliver it for him, for the customer.
Okay,
We're
so
not competing with the pharmacist.
All the logistics. So you will go pick it up from the pharmacy, or your partnership with WeDeliver will get it with the pharmacy and to the customer.
Exactly.
And so who is actually paying for the service? Are you taking commission from the sale, or are the pharmacies paying to list?
Actually, we are taking commission from the delivery with WeDeliver and also from the medicine. Okay. So it will be like small percentage from each, because the customer won't go to the pharmacy. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Salah, I have a couple of questions. The integration, you mentioned integration with the public health. Do you use a certain standard? That's number one. And number two is how do you, where is the product right now? What stage is it at? How soon is it to market? Is it already in the market?
No, you mean the application? No, it's not ready yet.
You developed it during.
Yes,
did you develop it during the completely during the hackathon?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
perfect.
From scratch. So the integration, I contact my friend in the public insurance, also on private insurance. Somehow they already have APIs that you can integrate with them. So whenever a doctor add a new medicine for this person who has the insurance, we can trigger this, and we can search for the medicine for this customer. So the integration is already there, but public insurance, it's a little harder, but it can be done.
Thanks.
Salah, first of all, very impressive. You're obviously solving a very important challenge. Tell me more about what you think the partnership with We Deliver looks like. I know that's not discussed yet, but I know that's part of your roadmap. Is that something that you need at launch, or is that something that you'd launch later on?
Yeah, this is like, it's like, let's say it's phase 1. To find someone to help us to grow. We can't go to have our own company for delivery. So we need partnership with someone. Then if there's a high demand in the service, we can deliver or make the pharmacy deliver using taxi or anything. But first, we think we need partnership with high speed delivery for pharmacies. Especially, you can choose if you want this medicine right now or like 10 hours later, depending on the emergency.
Okay. You mentioned that you will scan the QR code to give the patient the medicine asked for. My question is, from where you will got this QR code? The doctors don't deal with this kind of prescriptions.
Very good question. This is one of the issues we are solving. We are creating e-prescription for the doctors, like small portal. If you can see, also we had screenshots for it. That the doctors enters the medicines, and they will generate like a prescription with the QR code, and we will start in his history. So later on, he will have the patient history, because right now it's all written in the hand and we can't even read it. So it will be digitized, and it's good for the environment, of course.
Thank you, Salah. Now, Ghada.
Up on the queue is our fourth team, full app smart nanny services. Let's check out the video.
My name is Dua Abulila. I'm a co-founder of Full App Startup, a mobile application for household services in Palestine, and a mother, actually a working mother. As a consequence of the COVID-19 crisis, I was forced to work from home, along with 70,000 or other working mothers in Palestine only. And to be honest, it's not that easy. Imagine that you have a critical business call with your kids are playing in the kitchen or even playing on their tablets without observation. This problem has made me think with my other team members that on-demand, highly skilled online nannies are the solution. Full App will add a new service to the online market, which will be Smart Nanny service. This solution will help working parents to find highly skilled nannies to help them manage their work while they are at home. It will also provide a flexible job opportunities for more than 1,600 registered nannies who lost their jobs as a result of the COVID-19 precaution procedures. And it will support around 200,000 kids and their parents psychologically. After the registration, as you can see, you can choose the Smart Nanny option. This will lead you to a screen where the parents have to fill all the kids' information along with any desirable notes. They also have to add their accounts and addresses on any of the social media websites they use. Then simply, they set their preferable time and date of the session, and the available according to the kids' need nanny will be ready to deliver the session. During the session, the parents can watch, save, and control the content of the session. There will be also an alarm for the safety and protection of the kids. The availability, real human interaction, the safety system, and following the social distancing instructions are the winning cards of Smart Nanny service. The one and only online services between other competitors like kindergartens, free gaming apps, and individual nannies. After winning the final prize, We believe that training programs according to the UNICEF Early Childhood Development Criteria and a life skills development training is a must for the registered nannies, and it will take 35% of the price. This 10% will be spent on the technical development of the app, as the programming is the main core of the service. 20% and 10% will be spent on admin expenses and online marketing. Our beloved creative team who pulls out the stops to get everything done perfectly. Alia, project coordinator at Interbal NGO with 4 years experience in quality assurance and co-founder of Full App. Ala, MBA holder and freelancer and a co-founder of Full App Startup. Hiba, freelancer with 2 years experience in UI and UX designer. Mu'min, a programmer at UNRWA with 5 years experience in application developing. And me, Da Abulila, co-founder of Full App, as I mentioned before, and a mother. Thanks for your time and consideration, and stay safe. My name is Da Abulila. I'm a co-founder of Full App Startup, a mobile application for household services in Palestine, and a mother, actually a working mother. As a consequence of the COVID-19.
Hi, Doa. This is Amber. So I'm a mom, and this is definitely a problem. I'm concerned, though. I don't know if I would be comfortable with an online nanny. So I want to talk about how you've validated this. What sort of market validation have you done, initial early market validation, to think that parents would be comfortable and that this would work?
Actually, as you could see in the video, I am a mother too, and I face this problem. I consider myself as a customer. Actually, we already have an application called Full App. It's for householding services, and nurses and nannies are one of the upcoming plans. So we already have a customer base in the app. So we tested it with our customers who are the working mothers. And we did some survey to find out that women are looking for something like that. For the nannies will be super specialized and skilled according to the UNICEF's guidelines for early childhood development. And they will also provide handicrafts and social and entertainment content for the kids. And as a parent, you will have an alarm that an alarm that for the nannies, if there is any problem, she will bust the alarm so that you can hear and come to see if your kids are playing with something harmful. And for you as a parent, you can save and watch and record the video and predefine the content of this session. And
Dua, I think we're a little confused. Is this all 100% online, like coming through like FaceTime or a WhatsApp stream, or is there any in-person piece of this?
Yeah, actually, it will be online according to the situation of the COVID-19 crisis. But we already deliver this service offline. We tested it actually, and after the COVID-19 crisis will end, we will provide the two sections, the online and the offline, as the nanny will come to the house if there is any need for her. And
So I have a question related to the certification of those nannies. Like, are they certified by an official entity, like the Ministry of Education, for example? This is one. The second one, what happens if there is no internet connection suddenly? between like in that house, how this would be solved?
Okay, for the first question, nannies that they lost their jobs according to the crisis, as all the kindergartens are closed now. And the registered nannies will have the training courses that we will provide according to the UNICEF's guidelines for childhood development. I don't know if that would answer the question. And for the section 2, yeah, if the internet connection has gone, an alarm will send to the mother or the parent actually, and it will not connect from the price of the hour. Yeah, I hope this is answering your question.
Dua, could you talk about what was developed during the week during the hackathon? Beyond what we saw in terms of scheduling, there's many how do you expect to do the connection between the nanny and the child? Are you using a third-party service? What's the plan in terms of development? How far is it from getting to market?
Yeah, for the development, our developer worked during the 3 days hackathon to develop to add the
Thank
news.
you. Sorry, Dua. Thank you. Now let's watch the fifth video. D and R team.
According to the BCBS 2018, the Palestinian population comprises around 4.8 million. Most of them are benefiting from the government and UNRWA health services, according to the state of Palestine. From this standpoint, this condition which we currently live within the COVID-19 pandemic, people in all segments of society find it difficult to receive health services, including people with special needs and those with chronic disease that need treatment and health services periodically within the state of emergency and the curfew.
D&R app is the solution, which stands to diagnosis and registration. Through D&R, it is possible to identify the symptoms that a person suffers from and record them within a basic form, besides explaining the health problem he suffers from in the box below the symptoms options, so that this form is sent to the nearest health center to the person's location. The hospital or clinic will evaluate the case situation and urgency. It will send a response to the user with the appropriate evaluation and the specific appointment date and time. The application will act as a two-way communication platform between the health facility and the people to ensure safe, efficient, effective, and quality of services. The app will also provide the Ministry of Health with data and report about hospitals and patients, and will give an overview of the community health situation. The app also has a COVID-19 test on the main screen. This test is designed to help people and MOH in identifying positive cases. The test is also linked to the MOH COVID-19 hotline and the general guideline to the home quarantine protective and preventive measures. The application provides direct communication with ambulance crews if the situation is very urgent by pressing the call an ambulance button. The most significant dependence here is that we have used modern technologies in designing, implementing, and interconnecting users. D&R is smooth in dealing and clear away from complications. It is available in Arabic and English version. One of the most important features of the application is that it is disability friendly by providing a voice recording feature within the app to help complete the request.
We emphasize that this app will be a milestone in organizing the health process during emergencies and home quarantine through providing service with high quality appropriately. It has a feedback system by providing a suggestion box, complaints, and rate the services to express how did he benefit from the app, reducing overcrowding and mixing, thereby ensuring the safety of the individual from the transmission of any infection to him. All segments of society benefit from the system, so we can achieve complete satisfaction among individuals.
We have a great ideas for our future plan. Some of them an auto-answering hotline, adding volunteer consultant doctors, develop a supportive application for the Ministry of Health to supervise the system and take statistics and information to reduce the trouble of working manually.
According to the BC,
Let's start the questions from judges to Ahmed Abu Rashid from D&R team.
Hi, Ahmed. So this is Muhammad again. So my question for this application, which might be like, you know, one of the top urgent application to help people understand their symptoms, and then if we have some potential positive cases to be directly sent to the Ministry of Health or any relevant entity. My question, what happens with people who don't have smartphones, who cannot access such mobile application? And we know that most of the cases we identified now, whether they are workers or they are issue.
Okay, I'm Razan, and I'm representing the D&R team. Well, your question, what about the people who don't have internet connection or maybe don't have a smartphones? This is one of the features future plan, and there will be an auto-answering hotline, connected to the Ministry of Health. To the Ministry of Health.
This is George. What process? What official triage processes did you use to implement in the application? Like, how do you know what particular symptoms combined with whatever gives you that this is a potential case? Did you follow an official guideline? The other thing is there anything published on the Palestinian end, or do they have a telephone triage service currently?
The user he is gonna enter the symptoms that he suffers from, and this form will be sent to the closest health center or hospital in his area. So when the health center receive this form, it will gonna be on an app, in another app for the health centers. It's gonna be approved by them, and according to the evaluation of the health case, it will send the health as they will send Yani. He won't go to the health center by himself. They will send him to an ambulance.
Razan, the apps looks impressive, but talk about what validation or connections you've made with hospitals and especially ambulance providers. It sort of sounded like those were already established, but that's going to be a really important piece of like how have you actually connected with any of the multiple actors that would need to be plugged into the app.
One of the most important features of this app is disability friendly. As I mentioned in the video, the people can provide a voice recorder, and this will help complete their quest. And also,
sorry, Razan, sorry to interrupt, but can you talk about the connections you made with the hospitals, the healthcare providers that would be giving the information back to people or responding to emergencies? What connections have you made with health providers?
Well, the app contributes to an integrated system that be controlled and placed at the disposal of the government as part of this plan. During about the problem we're facing now, the coronavirus pandemic, the concerned authorities ensure that the health services are adequately provided and achieve healthy and safety standards to reduce harmful practices that may lead to an increased burden on the government. So I see all segments of society benefit from the system.
Kazan, will patients be
yes.
able to feedback, like tell this hospital did not treat me well or treated me better, or they can do better?
Yes.
How?
Yes, the system has, the app has a feedback system that can provide a suggestion box for complaints or rate the services to express how did he benefit from the app and how he is satisfying from the services. And the app
Will the
and the
Ministry of
system will
Health
be
has a
free apps.
supervision role at anyhow? Like, will Ministry of Health has a control on this? Like, at least report showing what kind of cases, when and how was treated and so on?
Thank
Yes,
you.
we would develop a
Razan,
supportive
thank you.
application.
Time's up, Razan. Thank you, Razan. Now
on to the sixth team, Hakini. Let's see the video.
Hello everyone, we are Hakini and we believe your mental health is important. Mental health is a huge issue around the world, and the outbreak of COVID-19 increased the severity of this problem. In addition, mental health is associated with stigma, poor accessibility to the service, and the supply of the therapist does not meet the demand. So our solution is to use AI and a chatbot to create an automated self-help therapy in order to provide the accessibility for the services in a user-friendly way. So we will start our product with creating a website. And let me show you how our prototype works. So this is our main page, and it shows how it works. At the beginning, we identify the user need, and then they get matched to the right service, and then to start their journey of therapy. So here the users fill their information, and then they have to answer a few questions to start their conversation with our smart chatbot. So here's the conversation with the chatbot. Like the chatbot explains how the therapy works and how it is going to start the therapy journey. Okay, so we will have a premium and a premium account. Our services are ongoing, secured, private, and a highly qualified service. We believe that more than 33 million people will benefit from our services, and our impact will be huge. The competition is low, and our competitors do not use chatbot for self-help therapy. We're a diverse team from different backgrounds and with a highly experienced and the right advisors. We will use the fund to create our website, and we will try it with 100 users, and on December, we will launch the last version of our website. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Majd from Hakini team. Okay, judges, you can start asking questions now. Majd is here.
Yeah, I have a question. This is Amrit. I love that you're addressing mental health. So important, especially important at this time. I'm curious, and it's interesting to see that of your competitors, you're the only ones doing this with a chatbot. And I know that's been done in other countries, and it's been successful. Do you have any data or validation to show that people in Palestine are going to be comfortable and engaging, talking with a chatbot on mental health issues?
Hi, thank you for the question. So first of all, we tried the chatbot during the outbreak of COVID-19, and we started to provide guidance for people how to deal with the stress and anxiety during this period of time. So we launched a chatbot on a Facebook page, and there was more than 100 users that benefited from our recommendations and our guidance. So we think that people are comfortable to use it because the chatbot at the beginning explains how it works, and then the conversation starts. This is something new, but we believe it will work, especially with the new generation.
Okay, I have a question. This is Rizan. What is the evidence for this solution fit, as you know, the mentality of the Palestinian people to talk with somebody he or she didn't know?
Okay, so this is a smart chatbot. So we explain at the beginning of the conversation that the person is not speaking with a human. However, the users that can choose if they want to have intervention with a real therapist. So they start the conversation with the chatbot, and when needed to book a session, they can have a matched therapist based on their needs. In addition, we are creating the materials based on the Palestinian cases. So we are working closely with one of the most experienced psychiatrists and psychologists in Palestine, and she provides us with the right materials that are adapted to the Arab culture.
Are you using the bot for triage purposes mostly? So to help you identify the right therapist? Or do you think that some people will only use the bot?
Excuse me?
And my question is, are you using the bot for triage? So to identify the problem and to recommend therapists?
So we created a common questions that every therapist uses when a patient comes to his clinic. So we use these questions in order to do the matching at the beginning.
Okay. That was my question. Are you trying to match? Are you trying to get the appropriate therapist?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually your expectation is that everybody would use a premium account.
Yeah, we will offer at the beginning a freemium account for the people that are already going through therapy sessions. So we agreed with some psychologists that have clinics to use our chatbot and to see how it works with them. So we will do the testing with the 100 users for common mental health disorders in Palestine. And then we will create a premium account. It will be affordable for our users because it costs us one time to create the material and then automate it with the chatbot.
Can you talk about the particularities about it in terms of COVID, especially about the bot and the triage aspect?
You mean the connection to the COVID-19?
Yes.
Okay, so the COVID-19 increased the levels of anxiety, depression, and the stress. In addition, there are a lot of cases of panic attacks. So what we created is we took the self-help therapy of these situations, and we offer them during the outbreak of COVID-19 so we can address common situation related to mental health disorder during this time.
How far are you?
So sorry to cut you off, but time is up. Thank you so much, Majd, and the judges. Moving to
seventh video with eHealth team. Let's watch the video.
eHealth. The problem that eHealth is dealing with is exacerbations during COVID-19 time. As besides coronavirus cases, there's always people who will get sick or are already sick and need to be followed up. To remind us all, COVID-19 has resulted in over 2 million cases and 148,000 deaths worldwide. So the impact of our solution or proposed solution with saving and helping many sick people, besides lowering the numbers of people reaching hospitals, so establishing social distancing and keeping the health system working efficiently towards corona. Conclusion would be that we are remoting healthcare and consultations and instructing the community for best behaviors and precautions. So going through this pandemic with the least damage, our solution is proposing a platform in the view of mobile application utilizing the healthcare from reality to virtual space. What makes us different that we could carry out staff training and education, providing a tool for other emergency situations and networking between healthcare workers and decision makers. We will use the price for product development, marketing this product and implementing it with other health facilities like laboratories and pharmacists. So we are impacting people, establishing social distancing, helping flattening the curve, helping them when they get sick, and also helping the health system work. This is our idea, this is our team. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed and I'm going to demo the eHealth app for you. So I will open up the app. I am a patient and I feel some pain in my abdomen. So here on the first screen displays the previous cases that I created in the app. I'll go ahead and create a new case. Feel a pain in my abdomen. Exact place, where did it start? Some other questions about what helps alleviate or aggravate the pain. Now I will rate the pain severity, make it 4. Do you have any other? No fever. So right now the result of the diagnosis, it tells me that nothing urgent, but I should consult with some of the following specialists, and I can go right away and click on book now to book an appointment for them. If the case requires an emergency, it tells me that this is urgent. You should go right away to a hospital, and it lists the nearby hospitals for me. If nothing serious and there's no need to go to the hospital, it tells me that as well. If I go to the notification tab, it tells me, it gives me some of the notifications that the app sends to the user, the patient. Here I have an appointment with the doctor, also a medicine appointment, and that's it. Thank you.
eHealth. The problem that eHealth is dealing with is exacerbations during COVID-19 time. As besides coronavirus cases, there's always people who will get sick or are already sick.
Now with Duha Shallah from eHealth team. Judges, can you start your question, please?
So my first question, what if I'm a patient and I have symptoms, but those symptoms does not tell what kind of disease I have, and this application gives me a wrong diagnosis? What happens next?
Okay, so we will try to put as logarithms as we can, as much as we can, so not to do the wrong diagnosis. And it's based on the symptoms that the patient describes. So we are not saying that our logarithms are not based on scientific cases. We are doing this according to medical algorithms, like the sequence or the possible sequence of the symptoms and they're associated. We put this sequence of questions according to something in medicine called Socrates. Like if you have a pain, then I will get this sequence of questions, even though I am a doctor, and I will ask you the same questions. So
could you explain how you're differentiated from other online telehealth apps? There's a lot of apps out there in the international marketplace in the App Store. What makes this unique? Is there an aspect about Palestine or COVID, or why should somebody use this app versus something that's already in the App Store?
Okay, first of all, what makes us different that it's not just gonna help the health system, but also will help the education system. As we said, that also medical schools, they've stopped learning, so it would be also a learning way for students. Why to use it? Because at first it will give you a diagnosis. At least it will not let you to go to the hospital, or even you will not need to go to the hospital. And if something, it will will tell you if your case is urgent. It will give you an online booking with a doctor who is already working. So this is what makes it feasible for these times, or at any emergency time. So this is concentrating in 2 points. Like, we are doing social distancing, that we are not letting people go into the hospitals. And also, hospitals would be a focus for, like, they maybe get the disease, coronavirus, but at the same time, their case is not that urgent to go to the hospital. So we are limiting their movement and giving them the opportunity that if their case is not that urgent, so no need to go to the hospital. So this is why they should use it.
Okay. Duha, this is Razan. I have 2 questions. One of them asked by Ryan. The second one is, what's your revenue streams and the plan for selling this project or services?
Okay, you mean the marketing, or you mean like, I don't...
Your revenue from this services.
Yeah, okay. First of all, the initial diagnosis that patients will take, no money about it. We will take no money. But then when they put an online booking with a doctor, we will take commission from that doctor. So we will take from the doctor as we connected the patient with the doctor if their case really need a consultation. So from there.
Nuha, you mentioned in the video that you're also going to be integrating with pharmacists. So I understand the flow for doctors and for removing people from emergency rooms, etc. Tell me more about the pharmacist piece of your app.
Yeah. We said in the next step, if they got an initial diagnosis, and the initial diagnosis gave them that they need to see to have an online appointment with a doctor, and then the doctor prescribed them a medication. So we also offer that we're gonna connect them with the pharmacist. That's the point we meant.
Okay, thank you, Duha. Thank you all. Now Ghada with.
Now, before moving to team number 8, we would like to welcome Genevieve Boutin, UNICEF representative in Palestine. Thank you very much for joining us today. So, team number 8, Baladi. Let's check out the video.
Hi everyone. So currently, if you want to eat fresh green products, this product has to pass through multiple channels, what we call middleman. Farmers find it difficult to produce enough products for efficient transportation and marketing. One fact is that farmers get less than 20% of the profit of that product. So many abandon these sectors. With COVID-19, things getting worse. Agri-sector is losing billions. There are some monopoly cases by some dealers, and access to the market is even harder. And here comes Baladi. Baladi is the first marketplace in Palestine where farmer can sell directly to consumer. It's door-to-door delivery, and we provide through this platform logistics services and also advertising through social media. What makes it different is that we analyze the demand of the consumers and provide the supplier with these data so they can focus on what matters most. We give them also some logistics services like follow up with their orders, their balance status, and we also monitor quality through some reviews, and of course, contactless drop-off. And here's how it works. As you can see here, when the user installs the app, he can register with us. He can be like the supplier or the farmer, the customer, agent, or the delivery. After that, after the registration process, he can log in. For example, let's log in as end user. As end user, I will see all the products as any other e-commerce. I can check what product I need to buy and check my account and my card and everything. And if I'm supplier, I need to check my store, provide the products that I have, And also I can check, of course, my account, my history account, the money I need, and everything else. And if I'm a driver, I can also log in as driver and check the order status from the customer and from the supplier. So what that means? It means with this platform, country can focus more on their local resources. We increase the workforce opportunities, and we provide them with platform they can sell through it. They can check the data, so they can focus on what matter most. We provide better quality through consumers' reviews, and of course, the social distancing. And if we win, we think the most expensive operations will be on the logistics, of course, also finding the right supplier and finalize the product for market testing. And we can't do this without our amazing team. Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Baladi team.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Your 4 minutes start with the judges now.
Hi, Baladi team. I'm sorry, George. Please go
ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So my concern with the Baladi application is we're trying to connect the customers directly with the farmers, and we will be leaving those small shops in the middle out of the chain. So how can we engage those people, since they have already businesses on the ground, small businesses, and we are interested in supporting those people as well? Like, can we just add them in the middle so they connect with farmers? Thank you.
Yeah, you mean the retailers, the small retailers, to connect them with the farmers? Can you hear me?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Right now, the target of our application is door-to-door delivery. So it's connecting the farmer themselves to the end consumers. But yeah, we can maybe go further and connect the retailers also, or small retailers, with the farmers. That answering your question.
Ram, building on that, so the general question about your app in the time of COVID and self-isolation, I'm curious how much work was done on this before the hackathon, and how much of that, if any, has changed in response?
Okay, thank you. First of all, we have been working before, me and my team, on logistics services and e-commerce services. So with this app is more specified to specific group, which are farmers or everyone has lands. So we integrate these systems together, like the logistics and the e-commerce together to build this one.
Are you going to have your own logistics service, or are you going to partner with a different organization? And are you going to aggregate orders? So let's say a farmer is in Qalqilia and there's an order in Ramallah.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, we have been working before on a system called Delivery. We sold it to many, more than 5 logistics services in multiple states. And what we are trying to do with this product is integrate with other parties using the previous system. So it will be integrated.
Okay, I have a question. This is Razan. How it will affect direct on COVID-19?
Again?
How it will affect direct on COVID-19?
Yeah, with COVID-19, if you hear some news, many farmers or some owners cannot have the way to reach the market, this one. Another thing, after COVID-19, countries become isolated. So they need to rely more on the local products, on the local resources. And I think this app will provide the way or the facility to enrich these local resources. Thank you. Any other question?
Okay. Any other question, Judge?
Yes.
Okay.
How far are you from getting the product ready?
Yeah, actually, you will be surprised, but in before 2 weeks, some of the farmers called us and he asked about an e-commerce, a mobile e-commerce, and we did that for him. So he can now like show products on mobile app, and people can directly buy from it. So I can say like more than 70% of this product is ready. We have some parts ready, and we need just to integrate it together.
Ryan wants to ask a question.
Again?
Can you just talk a little bit about your team and what gives you an advantage in terms of executing?
Yeah, again, my teams, after they have been in experience with logistics services, e-commerces, this app connect these together. So technically we have a good advantage. Me, myself, been working with logistics services since more than 5 years, but I think we may need more business in this application to be to the market. Actually, we need maybe to be partnered with some suppliers. Maybe someone has more or has direct connection with farmers to be able to deliver this product.
Okay, time's up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now moving on to Team 9.
Team 9 is the quarantine break. Let's watch the video.
Shatur, we were working for about 60 hours targeting 20,000 families in Palestine, their kids out of schools in age of 5 to 9 years. They are suffering from lack of raising awareness of hygiene life skills. Outsmart the virus and stay healthy with your kids. We aim to protect the children at home. Learning and education settings should continue to be welcoming, respectful, inclusive, and supportive environments to all. Shatur, solving the problem of high number of out-of-school children at home, limited availability of age-appropriate knowledge and learning tools on COVID-19, and limited ability of parents to provide hygiene life skills. High potential of stigmatization of children who are affected by COVID-19. And this depends on WHO recommendations. So it's 2D animated learning application for Android and iOS apps. So the key features, that is child-friendly interaction. Number 2, specific learning features for age from 5 to 9 and takes account of WHO government of the state of Palestine COVID-19 recommendations for primary school children.
Shatur app following WHO recommendation to effectively teach kids hand washing, sneezing well, and healthy food. What is distinguished Shatur? There is timer for 20 seconds connected with killing germs to convey the message for the kids. The more you clean, the more you will kill the germs. We focus on teaching the correct different movements of hands. So you will see the glitter of their hands and the germs will start to come off, making it fun and colorful way with audio effects connected with each interaction. We plan to include features in support of age-appropriate learning on basics of COVID-19, social distancing, and psychological support.
Our business model looks very promising. We assume that we can sell our software for $1 per download. Our customer base in Palestine only comprises of more than 600,000 school children of the age group of 5 to 9. We also assume that we already can materialize sales for $10,000 in 2020, reaching to 150,000 gross revenue per year by extending our customer base to the MENA region and Saudi Arabia. In May 2020, we would like to finalize our app, including support features and customer testing. In July 2020, we would like to do the market placement in Palestine, followed by a market placement in the MENA region in January 2021, reaching out to an additional 50 million primary school children. Our funding comprises of gross revenues by premium sales, while level 1 and level 2 will be free of charge, grants including the Hackathon funding if possible, matching crowdfunding and commercials, for instance by Unilever and Procter & Gamble. Last but not least, we would like to thank you, the organizer team. It was great fun to work and we got all the help we needed. Shukran.
Okay, Shatur team, please be ready. Judges, can you please start asking the team?
Hi all. Thank you for presenting. I'm curious to know what has already been built for this app and what is coming up.
Thanks for your listening. We finished from the first level, the first step to how to wash your hands according to the accurate steps from World Health Organization and UNICEF criteria. So this is we finished about just for 2 days. We finished from how to wash your hands for kids in an entertaining way with audio effects and movements for the kids to go on with the And we are planning also to go to the second level, how to sneezing well, and also how to healthy food. Healthy food, yeah. We are planning also to do with the another challenges facing COVID-19, like social distancing and psychosocial support.
Can you talk a bit about what you will do post-COVID? So right now with COVID, there's some clear things that we want to get out to children. Do you plan to continue working, and what types of things will you do? And second, can you talk about your team, please?
Yes, Shatur team, we have looked up health application about that's our product related to COVID-19, and we directly link to the messages that World Health Organization, I think, and you know, hygiene education is very important and is still in need. Even pandemic will end. My team is very specialized and diverse. It includes artist, cartoon, designer, programmer, game developer, and hygiene consult, and educator, and business developer. We are working 24 hours to finish the first level, and we are planning to add more features to catch the kids and teach indirectly and raise self-esteem for kids and parents.
Lubna, in your big part of your presentation is about future plans, but it seems that this application is highly Corona specific in terms of educating young kids about best practices around Corona prevention. How do you align the two? I mean, I don't see the future growth and the timeline projections that you have with the specificity of it being Corona related right now.
Well, coronaviruses may stay around for many more months, and even when the pandemic is over, hygiene education will be still very important to counteract. And also, we will connect with the NGOs, Children Care, and Ministry of Education to get the hygiene life skills as a style for kids and parents. And you know, in the Middle East, the hygiene life skills is poor in this field, and we can overcome these to save the children and the families. So
sorry. Hi, this is Ryan. Is the plan to distribute this, is it really going to be dependent on like private partners? Like I think you mentioned Unilever and Procter & Gamble in your presentation, or is this sort of more for rapid implementation like by the Ministry of Health?
Our partner will be Ministry of Education, and also it can be Ministry of Health to be officiate with this application, to be recommended also according to the World Health Organization criteria. We will start with hygiene life skills, then we will transfer to social distancing, to psychosocial support, to get the self-confidence for the children and the parents.
Thank you, Lubna.
Now to team number 10, Cali Zoom video.
After COVID-19, students sat down in their homes and shocked with the e-learning. Hi, I'm Noor, and this is CaliZoom. My nephew at grade 8 forced to use 4 different apps to follow up the e-learning process. Zoom for math, Google Classroom for science, YouTube for English, and WhatsApp for Arabic. So he needed to use 4 different tools to keep up with his teachers, and none of these tools are oriented to education. So we made a questionnaire to know more about the real impact of the crisis on the education process. We asked teachers and students, what are the main problems you are facing? 78% of responses were based on dates of lectures and deadline of assignments conflict because there's no scheduling system. Random use of tools because there's no structured framework or a system in e-learning. And the shocking point was more than 50% of the students didn't attend to any online course in their whole lives. So we took a step a month ago and started making explainer videos about Zoom and Google Classroom. CaliZoom, our app, is a customized platform oriented basically for education, provides all features of Zoom and Google Classroom, and add unique features to cover all issues needed in the e-learning process. What we did is merging Zoom and Google Classroom features and added unique features like calendar, share video screens for group activities, archive files, control the video calls. In our app, we have 2 interfaces to organize the process, one for the teacher and the other for the student. Here we go. The teacher interface. The first unique feature that we have in CaliZoom is calendar. The teacher can schedule the lectures and the deadlines of assignments. The classes. The teacher can create a new class by entering the class code, the subject code. The second unique feature in CaliZoom is sharing videos, and this is an exclusive feature. We were thinking about the group activities that the teacher needs to follow up with his students, so he can create a group and shut down the videos of the students. And also the students can make share screen when the teacher gives access. Also we have a chat. This is for communicating between teacher and his students. The student interface. The student can follow the classes that he joined, and he can also join a new class by enter the class code. Then join the video class. We believe that CaliZoom will make a huge impact on the field of e-learning, and it will pave the way to make an organized system for e-learning. Thank you. After COVID-19, students sat down in their homes and shocked with the e-learning. Hi.
Noor, now your 4 minutes with the judges start now. Judges, please.
Hi, Noor. This is Razan. I want to ask, who's the targeted customer segment for this project? Is it the government or the students, teachers?
Thank you. Well, the audience or the target are the students and teacher, both of students and teacher. And we started to make this trial version for students and teachers and in schools. Because the main impact of COVID-19 was on the field of health and education. So the main problem that we are facing as teachers, as parents, is that our kids are staying at home and don't want to attend or join any classes.
Noor,
hi, this is Ryan.
Ryan, go ahead.
Okay. So one of the really interesting things about this is sort of the combining of existing technologies rather than trying to sort of reinvent the wheel. But in the demo, it wasn't really clear to me how the integration works. Can you talk about, like, maybe more technically how you're integrating Zoom and Google technologies and any other technologies that you've used in trying to build this?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the question. I want to say something at first, that Zoom and Google Classroom are not oriented apps for education. So what we are going to do and what we are working on is publishing an app that is basically oriented for education. So we take the features and Zoom as it's the most useful, as it's the most used app all over the world, around the world now. So the features are video calls, chatting, sharing screens, and sharing files, and this is for Zoom. And for Classroom, it's basically for sharing files and creating classrooms for teacher and for the student. So we merge between the features and both, and we added some new, or we can say it's an exclusive features. Like we were thinking about the group activities that the teacher need to follow his students with. So we made a video call and a video share screens when they want to make presentations or on this side.
Noor, my question, it's not my question. This video was shared with our education experts within UNICEF, and they liked the idea, but they were asking about whether you checked with the Ministry of Education, UNRWA, and whether you checked the existing platforms and made some contact with them, or at least made your application familiar with the technologies used. Because eventually, if we want this application to go viral, we need the buy-in from the government, and the children won't access it unless they know that this is part of the education system, right?
Right. Thank you. Well, we have communicated with some I mentioned in the resources, some people and specialists and the UNICEF and specialists and the e-learning and universities and schools in Gaza Strip and the West Bank. And what we are going to do is cooperating with the government and the Ministry of Education. This is the main goal, to make it adapted in schools and future and university also.
Thank you so much, Noor.
Thank you, Noor. Now with the last idea and team 11, Jean Arabi, let's watch the video.
Hello everyone, our project name is Jean Arabi, which will be the first platform which will provide scientific courses in Arabic for our children. The problem and the challenge which we solve, the number of Palestinian children around 2.5 million. Our project reacts with one of the most difficult challenges in the world and align with the SD goal number 4, quality education. Before Jean Arabi, it is so hard to find useful scientific medical content for your children. With a strong partnership between us and Bicabo, we can bring hundreds of videos to our children with a good and useful information. Why Jean Arabi? For sure, the children need a funny, interactive environment and need a little useful information for them, but it should be easy for them to understand. 100% education for our children in this problem which we're suffering from coronavirus. So that's what Jean Arabi will provide for us. Our revenue model. Let your child see the first 3 videos for free, then you can buy the package for him. He will take a certification, and also he can have a good access for everything, monthly or yearly, as whatever you need. He can talk with his friends and other children in the same age. How will you use the fund? 60% will go to the education videos, 10% for rent experts, 10% for marketing, and 20% will be to develop and improve our platform and mobile application. The social impact. Millions of Arab refugees around the world forced to leave their school. So Jean Arabi provide for them their education anywhere in their own language. Our team, me لما البنا the founder, the CEO of the project, ثم جابوا لنا the video editing and Arabic voice over for doubling the videos. Ali Dirawi, he's a full stack developer and he programmed our project with Python. Abdurrahman, he's a graphic designer. Here, our demo. This is the page which the child will find all the courses. He can go to any lesson, like that. He can see the video, and he can take the quiz or can download the PDF or the story. This is a simple quiz. He will answer, he will give the mark, and will give him a certificate and video for his achievement, that's just to success. Here can ask any teacher, select the subject, and send for him a message.
And the questions and answers.
Hi, Dr. Lama. I'd like to understand more about the content that you already have. So I understood in the video that you have a partnership with Peekaboo, and I also understand that you're using 60% of funds for content. So tell me more about what content you have, what content still needs to be created, what content you'll get from others, etc.
Okay, first, thanks for your question. What I want to start is about that working before for the Syrian refugee when their problem started. The Syrian refugee in Turkey was facing the problem in education, and they can't join the Turkish school because they're different in language, so they need content in Arabic. So I started working with them with UNESCO to provide content for the children. So here we start to find educational content in Arabic for the children. It is so hard. And to find scientific or medical content, it is more hard. So we start, we need to make, to list the time which the children lost, the refugee, and already lost time from the war and like that. So the partnership will make the time list. We start make partnership with the company to take the videos, to take this medical videos and scientific videos with the subjects which we need, and to translate to Arabic. The content which we have is about only in science and medicine. We dealing with the children from 6 to 12 years old. That's it. So we need more content. Because it consumes more money to do one animation or cartoon video cost around $10,000. You know that. So when we take it from our partner, the doubling and the Arabic voice over cost only $100. So from $10,000, we do it with $100 for the refugee Arab and also for the children who is now facing Corona COVID-19. Yeah.
Okay, Lama, this is Razan. What are the key features you plan to add to this website?
Okay, as a doctor, before when any child come to the clinic or come to our hospital to ask about anything, you can't explain the information for them. You can't tell them that what they're suffering, what they have, and like that. So you need to facilitate that. I'm start looking on internet any content in Arabic to facilitate that. I didn't find. I'm looking also for my young sister. I didn't find. So we start like we need to make a partnership with one of the best companies which already provide this content, and doctors do that content. So we start like that. Also, I worked before with UNESCO in the AMIAL goals, and I know a lot about that. I see how the Arab refugees suffering. Yeah.
Can you talk about specifically what you developed during the hackathon and anything that relates specifically to COVID-19 and Palestine? Obviously, like remote learning is important. It's part of the solution coping. But can you touch on specifically what you adapted or what you built that's sort of different coming out of the hackathon?
Okay, what we build in the hackathon, we only have a draft from our website. It is not working, and also we didn't have a payment gateway because we just in the first idea was only for the refugee. So then in the hackathon, we improved it to, we asked and we validated the idea between other Arab countries, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and I talked with the company in
Okay, Lama. So sorry, I think you couldn't hear this one, Brian, but due to bad connection. So sorry, time is up. Time's up. يعطيك العافية لما. Thank you so much, judges. Thank you so much for these. Were all the 11 teams pitches. Right now, it is the time for the judges to reconvene to choose the top 4 teams. But before we go, actually, we would like to welcome Genevieve Boutin again, and we would like to hear from her a bit about like what do you think of these pitches, those solutions and ideas, Genevieve?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay.
So I'm so impressed by all these great ideas, and also just the amount of work that people have done over such a short period of time. I know that in some cases, of course, you're building on work that you already had done before, and that's of course to be expected, and it's wonderful. But still, it's very clear that there's been a lot of thinking about the very specific context. There's been great collaboration. So for me, I'm very impressed, and especially since I'm so non-technological myself personally, all of this is very amazing. The fact that somebody can invent an app, you know, in a day. I have a lot of admiration for you. I'm really impressed by the judges and all the great questions that have been asked. And I want to say that my team, lots of members of my team actually have been acting as mentors, and some UNICEF people from all over the world as well. And everybody has felt so enriched by the interactions with the teams. Lots and lots of great ideas, you know, from mobile pharmacies, medical services, mental health support, online nannies, remote learning platforms and games for kids. There's really a lot of great, rich ideas that we can further exploit and develop there. I'm personally a big fan of online nannies, so I know there were a lot of good questions by the judges, but I hope in any event that all of you don't give up. You're all winners, and what UNICEF is we're going to package up and summarize all of the ideas that were pitched today, and we're going to share it with all the reps of the UN country team here in Palestine, and we're also going to share it with UNICEF globally. And I'm sure that no matter what happens after the judges come back, we will be in touch with many of you to pursue some of your great ideas and to support you and to work together. So really congratulations to everybody. It's fantastic energy, lots of great solutions, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Genevieve.
I think as Genevieve has said, and and also that is what we all think, no matter what happens, you're all winners. Right now. What's gonna happen?
طبعا
حسنا.
الآن نستمر في بثنا.
We will continue our live broadcast, and we reaffirm to all the participants and followers that whoever wanted to see the Arabic broadcast, they should be following the Gaza Sky Geeks page on the Facebook, and whoever wants to follow this final meeting for the Hack the Crisis Palestine can follow the Gaza Sky Geek on the YouTube. Ghada, dear viewers, we are out of breath, very critical moments now. The arbitrators, the jury are conducting an internal discussion that would be as brief as possible. In less than half an hour from now, we would have the names of the 4 top
That's
competitors.
During this time and before
we end, we should thank the great team behind this event. Let's say an encouraging word for all the participants that were with us since the very beginning. Thousands of people, then hundreds of teams, then tens of people. We want to tell you that you guys have shown us how great can teamwork be. We saw a lot of great ideas from you. This is not our testimony. This is the testimony of Gaza Sky Geeks and
Of
every
course,
mentor who
Ghada,
worked
and
with you.
this thanks is an obligation to all participants, and the key and principal things that there are no losers today. Everyone worked and everyone put an effort, and we dealing as if we have more than 100 new creative and innovative ideas where we can develop, and and that can serve the Palestinian people, and that can serve the world at its entirety and facing this outbreak of the COVID-19. And before the start of this live broadcast, we were talking about our mixed feelings. Like, we are extremely happy that we managed to bring this hackathon to the final, and then we met tens of people, but we have some anxiety and concern that this world faces as a result of the outbreak of that disease.
This is right. We were just discussing this. We're so happy that that with our small organizing team, we managed to overcome this challenge and to bring the hackathon to its finale stage. We're happy to see all of these people, and we're encouraging everyone. We encouraged everyone to share their ideas, but also we're happy and sad at the very same time that we're facing this world international crisis where we're losing a lot of people. Thousands of people are losing their beloved ones. We pray to God to protect our country and to protect Muslim countries and every other country around the world. We hope this crisis to come to an end.
God's will, Ghada, throughout the 4 past days, Ghada and I were seen on the screen, but there are unknown soldiers who've been working around the clock and spent most of their days in the past, not only the 4 past days only, but also throughout the fortnights, or even more, in the preparation and the planning to make sure that this hackathon comes live in the best way ever. Let's watch this quick video that reviews the most prominent names and faces that participated in the preparation on this hackathon.
صراحة فريق عظيم.
A great team. A great team. Big thanks to all those names. The effort was more than just an awesome. We left the hat for them, who spent most of their times working hard, and we will get to know more details about behind the closed doors till we make it to the final stage.
Before we do this, before we move to Iyad al-Tahrawi, who will be talking about what are our learnings from this from this hackathon since the very beginning till the finale stage. We want very quickly to thank Asma Al-Khaldi for shooting this video in half an hour or less. And
also there's some salute that for the ones who are communicating our sound from English to Arabic and vice versa, to the Noor Hamad, our translator, that should be, and also a salute to myself, Akram Satri, who was doing the interpretation.
Now we'll have a very quick interview with Iyad Al-Tahrawi, and he is the manager of our Geek Accelerator in Gaza Sky Geeks. Iyad, you can now control everything in the room. Hi, Iyad. Good evening.
I'll leave the first question to Garada now.
Hi, Iyad. How are you doing? We haven't seen you in a while in the co-working space. Yeah, tell us, please, since the very beginning, what made you think of Hack the Crisis Palestine Hackathon?
Please make sure that the channel is Chinese for the interpretation. Okay, that's my first mistake. I'm telling people about my background. Thank you all, Ghada, Abdullah, and for all people who are working on that. To answer your question, we have one of the community members.
Okay, so
when we started this program, we started thanks to the cooperation with one of the local community members who informed us that we should do something. So he suggested that we organize a hackathon or an event with an objective of facing the COVID-19. So we agreed to start something. And actually, as a matter of fact, we saw that this is the first time we organized something to be big and online. We wanted to do that something together with the entire community and to engage all the partners and all the organizations who were willing to do something, to be part of this. And we started actually, so like every time in the Gaza Sky Geek, we started with the members and consulting with the members. Yeah, during this difficult work, number one, what are the most important challenges that were faced by the Gaza Sky Geeks ever since the planning stage? This is a beautiful question, Abdullah. Number one, we didn't know the magnitude of that hackathon that we wanted to start. We wanted to start a hackathon and to work. And as usual, we started working on that. So the first challenge was we wanted to start at the beginning to 3 full days, and then it became completely online. That was such a challenge for us because we never organized such an event that is online based before. So there was a challenge to do with the solution that we're going to use, all the tools that we wanted to use, but we didn't know the picture or the way that those tools are going to serve us. Also, we started working on the hackathon for a while. We started to communicate all the activities online in this office, all the activities, all the programs, and all the team was very, very busy, and we didn't have learning how can we move that work online. So, so some people were helping us. And then because of that difficulty, we decided the idea was difficult to do that hackathon for full days. The tools that we needed to use, we needed to learn how to use many tools in no time, actually. So some people, some Arabs, some foreigners, we wanted to bring them all together and at the same time. So the idea was difficult and challenging, but what was more challenging was indeed that we needed to do something really quick. So ever since we who had this idea till the day of the implementation, we had 10 days only. We wanted to do something before the crisis aggravates into Gaza and Palestine. We started right away. We didn't know what we need to do exactly to do that, or to start talking to the participants or to the partners, or to start bringing them in. So actually, in the 10 past days, there was around 10 people taking 16 hours a day from their daily time, working only on the hackathon. And this, from this place, I should send this message of gratitude and thank you message to the people who are working on the hackathon. They're learning about things that are not easy to learn or catch that quick. So we lift the hat for them, or all the team members, and also for our dear friend, our very dear friend Wala Karaja, because if it were not for him, we wouldn't see the work the way it is, the way we are seeing it today.
That's great, Iyad. During the work, I heard you saying that we are learning as we go. That's right. So you told us about the challenges. Now tell us, what did you learn? What did the team of GSG, the organizers, learn? And what did Iyad learn? Tell us about yourself, about the whole team, the organizers.
At the outset, I sent a message of a greeting to the one who prepares the questions, Asma, for the questions you're asking now. Because this is actually a very important question. Number one, what we learned about self is that we are able, we can. We had a challenge, a big challenge, very big challenge, and we didn't know how to start and how to work it out in a very short time. And at the same time, at the time that was everyone stressed out and anxious and unsure about their ability to finish those things, and they are not sure about the ability, the possibility of conducting the thing that we're planning to do, and they're not sure about if there is a tomorrow at the first place. Our team and the participants as well, the mentors, the judges, and the partners as well, they surprised us and shocked us that tomorrow is good, and even the most bleak and dark times, we can work, we can achieve, and we can be much more better than yesterday. And we are grateful, very grateful for the level of sensibility and responsibility they had. It was easy to learn that quick. And I learned that that was very entertaining, and I'm using this as one of the best challenges we have been working on this year and the past year. And we saw that the first challenge that we faced, that will never ever again think about whatever is between in our hands or between our hands. Yeah, like the whole world before Corona is different after Corona. Pre-Corona is post-Corona. Gaza Sky Geek is it's different than pre that post that crisis. The amazing thing that we conducted this hackathon, and the 3 past or 4 past days, the team members were thinking of new ideas to activate the things and the themes that we are working on. Also, when we're doing our podcast in the Gaza Sky Geeks, we take the programs that are still in Gaza, take those programs to the West Bank, to Jerusalem, Al-Quds, to entire Palestine and outside of Palestine as well. Such as how can we probably share this experience that we have lived, and to learning about the rules and engagement of the war and the ties with the partners. And that was all serve as a best practice for the people who are planning to conduct a similar thing. Excellent. Iyad, given that you were the leader of this march towards the hackathon, I think we should listen some special words to all those who participated and engaged during the preparation and the arrangement. They are waiting for a word from you, and a special, and also a special word from you to around 100 teams who presented their ideas in this hackathon. We have the top 11 And after that, we should hear, in a while, we should hear the names of the 4 different teams. What are we going to tell to all those who worked on that, in addition to the team that was working on that? My message first is to our team that you can, you are able, and we're happy that you are able, and that, and in the darkest times, and without being asked to do anything by anyone, with your efforts and with your time. I never spoke to anyone of the team telling them that we need them today or tomorrow. Regardless to how busy they are, they were all there. What made the work, the organizing team, was easier than projected. I should say thank you, and you were able, and I am honestly, I'm eager for the next plan of working with you. The message to the participants: this is an experience, and those experiences form or mold the people. If you look at the experience in those 3 or 4 days, the past 3 or 4 days was something fruitful, and if we would say what we learned from that, then we would be benefiting. But if we speak about the much important than just winning the competition is the learning out of this competition. I invite everyone, and I invite myself also, and the participants, and my team as well. And today that you should sit together online or offline, especially today to have a Zoom meeting that you are busy with, and also conduct some reflection for what we learned from working together.
That's great. A quick reflection question, Iyad. If you were able to reorganize the hackathon from A to Z, what one thing you would
I change everything.
One thing, Iyad.
Because you work with me, I work with you. The team that is working with me is already there. And if we know one thing about each other, we know that we'll never ever repeat the same thing ever again. So we usually develop and change things. Everything that we do with 2 objectives. Number 1 is to achieve, and number 2 is to learn from it. If we replicated this, it would come in a different way. But there's nothing in the experience. The experience was great, and with all those strong and difficult experiences, emails, phone calls, and the exchange of correspondence, this is something that is good about experience and challenging. But during the implementation or execution, we learned a lot. So if we and if we finished everything that's related to this hackathon in 10 days, next time if we're planning something, we would finish it in 7 days.
Thanks a lot, Iyad. Thank you, Iyad.
يعني المشاهدين الكرام، لو كنتم تروا كمية العمل والجهد اللي تم بذله حتى يكون إخراج هذا
If you see the amount of work that has been done to make sure that the finish of the hackathon is that way, an extremely epic effort was exerted, a massive effort. In addition to our colleagues that we saw in the videos and the footage, we also forget to thank our colleague Wasim Ijnena from Mercy Corps, who was with us, also doing all the technical preparation. And we should also have a special thank you to Hussein Mahdi, who is one of the people who engaged in the preparation of this hackathon, who is a community member and who was participating from number 1 minute, and also made an epic effort. And this is legendary effort that was put the Gaza Sky Geek as a working organization and a sponsor of the ICT sector. There, it's the doors of GSG is always open to receive ideas, even from the community. Our dear followers, time is passing. We are approaching the advertisement of the results, but till now we have not received any in use from the operation room. We haven't received any information from the operation room till now, but the hackathon in numbers and in a nutshell. More than 1,000 participants.
More than 1,000 participants and almost hundreds of teams. Almost 132 teams.
132, yes.
What else? We have
50 mentors and coach all over the world. When we say 50 mentors from different places of the world, that's a fact. We have mentors from Europe. We have mentors from the Middle East, mentors from the Americas, and also we have more than 50 mentors. The application, the final application for the ideas was filled by 100 teams, 102 teams.
That's right.
In addition to that, after also around 8 in the evening, we had around 20 teams qualifying for the pre-final stage, and those 20 teams that qualified for the pre-final stage, all those ideas were presented in the Gaza Sky Geeks on the Facebook and received, the community was voting on it, and then those teams were reduced to?
That's right. Those 20 teams reached 11 teams evaluated by the judges, and we expected 10 to be honest, but they were 11, and it was hard work for judges to evaluate from 20 to 10, and now they have to choose four from 11. 11
which
teams.
like was mentioned by Gaza, we have 11 teams that made it to the final stage, and we followed from 5:30 this afternoon until around 7, we presented the 11 ideas for the 11 teams.
11, yes, that's right. 11 ideas that
from 5:30 till 7, those ideas were presented and discussed with 7 arbitrators that we met in the beginning. After 7, till 7:15, they were just as shit. They rushed to the surgery room, like it was said by Ghada, to start the discussion about the first 4 positions.
That's right.
Till now, we didn't receive any information from the arbitration.
Till now, we didn't receive any information from the judges or the operation room, like Abdullah said. We can take a break right now, and then we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes, hopefully with great news. Thank you all.
welcome our dear followers and viewers. We have reached the point of the very critical point. And before advertising the names of the winners, let's welcome and move quickly to Jerusalem Al-Quds with Mary Stepien, the Gaza Sky Geeks director, to speak for the participants in this hackathon. A brief introduction. Mr. Ryan?
Okay. Thank you,
Shukran.
everyone. I can hear the translation. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's participated in Hack the Crisis Palestine and worked so incredibly hard over. The response that we had to this was just phenomenal. This is, I think, one of the biggest events I've ever been a part of. And I'm just really in awe of all of the people who've come from all around the world to mentor, to participate, to really showcase the best tech and innovation that Palestine has to offer. I really think that all of Palestine and Palestinians everywhere should be extremely proud of all of the work that's gone into this, and really building solutions to support the people of Palestine. The ideas that we saw were just incredible. Even though there's going to be final 4 that will end up sharing the funding, there are a lot of other benefits, and already we've heard from so many of our partners, the UN, WHO, other NGOs who've already been looking at the videos online and talking about follow-ups and ways that they can work, dozens of the teams that we've met. So everybody should be extremely proud of the connections that are going to result from this, and the visibility that people are going to have now that you've participated in the hackathon, and your work is out there live for the world to see, and showcase, the talent that's here. Lastly, I just want to thank our incredible partners and sponsors. We have had so many, I think over 25 different partners in Palestine, across the West Bank, Jerusalem, Gaza. I want to specifically thank our funding partners, Intersect, Bank of Palestine, Crescent Enterprises, UNICEF, UNFPA, the governments of Canada, Sweden, and the Netherlands, who support Gaza Sky Geeks, and as well as some of the other donors. I'm sorry, I might be forgetting one or two at the moment, but thank you so much for making it possible to scale up these ideas very quickly. It's going to be really important to the response. And all of the other partners who have provided in-kind support, whether it's Harvard Business Review Arabia subscriptions, or co-working space in Ramallah, or being admitted to accelerators programs around Palestine. Lastly, I really want to thank the Gaza Sky Geeks team that's done an incredible job of organizing this in a super quick time frame. Everybody who's been involved in this has been an incredible effort. I want to specifically thank Iyad Tahrawi, who's been leading the team on the ground in Gaza. Everybody there, Nadia Abu Shaban, Noor Khodri, Mohammed Abu Wasi, Abdullah Gada, Hussein Mahdi, all of our team in the West Bank, Rand, Haneen, Shata, Mahmoud Kuwaiter, and all the help desk people. Yasmin, it's really just been phenomenal, and I can't, I'm just so incredibly proud of all of the work that you guys have done pulling all of this together. So without further ado, I will hand it back to Gada and Abdullah to reveal who the finalists of Hack the Crisis Palestine are. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ryan, for your words. Thank you for your support. The unlimited, uninterrupted support always. Thank you for those words. And we reiterate what was said by Ryan. everyone is a knight, everyone is engaging in this competition and race for the sake of offering some new value added to the entire world and to the Palestinian community. All the partners, thank you. They were with us shoulder by shoulder, and they engaged with us for the sake of achieving this first and biggest virtual hackathon. They offered everything they could. Thanks to all the partners who were from international and local organizations and who are following us now and who are ready to provide all the support for all the ideas that competed and participated. Now we made it to the moment of the truth, to the moment of the advertisement of the revelation of the 4 winners and the the first biggest virtual hackathon in Palestine. Ghada.
Yes.
Who are the names?
In this paper, Abdullah, we have 4 teams, 4 winning teams, of course. These teams were chosen by our judges to win the $35,000 prize. It's worth mentioning to say that this time, unlike every other hackathon we made, there wasn't a first, a second, a third, or even a fourth team. All 4 teams are equal this time.
Yes, of course. We can say the names. Should we say that really quick or should we slow down? Everyone is on their nerves now, on their thoughts. Now we should not slow it down extremely. But like was said, there is no specific order. And mentioning the name in a specific order does not mean that is an indicator of their sequence or their order in the different positions. Now, with the final moment, and then the first four names in the hackathon.
The 2 names I have are Afkar team. The second name I have is Tib Fact.
Congratulations. So they're lucky, the ones that their names were presented by Ghada. And congratulations for the 2 teams, Afkar and Tib Fact. We invite the teams to keep the social distance. Okay, Amal. And now with the 2 other teams, in addition to Afkar and Tib Fact, the team is Ya Saidali. Congratulations for the Ya Saidali team. It's one of the 4 winning teams. And the last team is Hakini. Congratulations for the Hakini team. And for all the 4 teams who won with us in this hackathon, a salut and greeting to more than 1,000 participants who were with us in this hackathon from the first moment. Salut and greetings to more than 100 teams that competed till the last moment. A greeting to more than 50 mentors who were with us in the 4 past days. And a greeting to the jury arbitrator, and a special greeting to
Gaza Sky Geeks team.
Gaza Sky Geeks, and a greeting to Gaza Sky Geeks from behind the lights and behind the screens. Gaza Sky Geeks has been working under all the conditions, and we promise you with tens of scores of activities that are about online or adopt online as a services that we can avail all the spaces for all the participants. Stay tuned. We will be distributing the prizes evenly for the 4 teams. Thank you very much for all the participants. And we also thank again Ghada, all the partners, which
we want to
they
thank
are
our partners.
Without any specific order.
Without specific order, we have UNICEF, Intersect Hub, the Swedish UNFPA, SIDA, the
governments of Holland and Canada, and also Bank of Palestine.
And Intersect
Thank you.
Hub.
Thank you very much for all the participants. Ghada, please repeat the names of the 4 teams that
Again,
won.
Afkar team, Tibfact, Ya Saydali, and Hakini team.
So therefore, 4 teams that got 1,000 congratulations for the first team who are going to evenly share the prize, and congratulations for all the participants, and congratulations for all the teams and for all the teams that could present their ideas. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Ghada, for the good company that we kept for 4 days, and we wish it continue.
Of course.
And thank you, and we'll continue this dialogue.
Thanks to everyone who was with us since the very first day. We're so proud of our participants, of our organizers, and of our team in Gaza Sky Geeks Mercy Corps Palestine. Congratulations to the winning team. See you soon. Stay